Okay, I'm going to put my mug up here in the corner. All right, we got up to greetings to my October through December. Um, Let me sit up straight so my there, so I don't look so dorky. But anyway, we got off to a rough start here. On the, there's a lot of confusion out there on the lab, and I think the problem is that well, I don't know what the problem is, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's fixable because there's only 3 pre-labs and there's only 3 labs, and we've got 8 weeks to do them, and each one of them only takes a few hours to do. And I just wanted word of just a quick word on lab 1. That's probably your most difficult lab you're going to do. Okay, that's your most difficult one because you had to get, you had to grab 15 people or maybe even 30 people type thing and do the lab, and then you had to run that statistical software and stuff that was available and that you could go straight from the Top Hat pre-lab. But let's talk about, let me get my mug off the screen here. I just wanted to say, don't panic if you did everything kind of wrong. Just redo it. Okay, just redo it. Get it turned in within the next week or so, and we'll be fine. All right. So here, let me get my mug off here, and let's talk. All right. So the first thing you're going to do with a lab is you're going to do the pre-lab. All right. And the pre-lab you will find here on Top Hat. And you'll also find how to do the labs except for lab 3, okay? But you'll also find out how to do the labs because it's just easier to post there. So let's go to the pre-lab, all right? So notice the pre-lab is in orange. The pre-lab is in orange because that means it's a homework assignment, and the lab is in lighter orange. I guess this is red and this is orange, burnt orange and pumpkin orange, and it is, and this is just for review. In other words, there's nothing to input. And when this goes past the due date, it becomes light orange, and therefore you can answer the questions, but it won't give you any feedback and it won't post your answers. All right, see, notice there's 0 points here for the left. So let's go to pre-lab. Now, what does the pre-lab look like? This is my instructor view, so yours is a little bit different. But as you come through here, there's a lot of instruction here on how to do the lab because you're doing some pretty highfalutin physics here. All right, but it's not hard. We go through it nice and simply, nice and straightforward. Got the slides and things like that in there, so you can do this. And then we come down here to the questions. And here's where you answer the questions from everything you learned. Because remember, there's about 2 hours of instruction to just get you up to speed so that you can do the pre-lab. Because unless you've had physics, if you've had physics before, you can just jump right in. Probably, I know I've had some of my 210 and 220 students who are needing an hour credit. They've taken this class and they get it done in like 15 minutes, except for the lab part, which takes a little bit more work. All right, so you come down here to the lab, and you answer the questions. So that's for the pre-lab. All right. So now let's go back to Canvas. All right. So here's your home. Here's the student view of what your Canvas looks like. I have updated the syllabus because I have changed the due dates for Lab 2 to November 13th and the due dates for Lab 3 to December 4th. All right. November 13th and December 4th. So I've extended the due dates. So we come to the modules. Now, what do we find at the modules? This is where you get your lab worksheets. Okay? Remember, back in Top Hat is where you can watch how to do the actual, here's me actually doing the lab for myself. I would suggest getting 2 people to do it, get a timer. All right? Get a timer. And so anyway. All right, so that's where you get to actually do the lab. Here's where the assignments are. Notice, we've got Lab 1 worksheet has been turned in. It was due October 28th. And the pre-lab which was supposed to be done on Top Hat, I changed that due date to October 28th too for a few people. I just changed it. All right. I might change it again so that people can get their stuff straight, because I'm going to show you something that's all right. So that's how you do it. All right. And then upcoming assignments. So then from the modules, you get your lab. So here we're going to get, here's the modules. Here we've got the lab worksheet where we put in our data that we're taking to do the lab, and it gives you instructions on how to do the lab. And also you can watch me do the lab on the on Top Hat, okay? And then get all that done. You turn it in here, okay? So you're done, and you go, okay, I'm going to turn this in. You go submit assignment, because there is no content, because that was from, you got that from the modules, all right? And then you choose your file. Choose a file to submit. Oh, these are letters of rec I wrote. So, or something. So I could just put in these notes here. It's going to be my submitting my assignment. Open. Boom. Those are the notes from my 210 class. I'm submitting that as my assignment. So submit assignment. Submitting. Boom. And then I can resubmit if I want to. All right. Okay. So right here, download it. It was submitted. Yay. Now I can resubmit if I want. All right. This was all hard to do in a syllabus. So I have now. Here's the next thing I want to show you. All right. So I'm going to go to my desktop. Here's my screenshot from where the heck is my screenshot? I had this all ready to go. Oh, here it is. Da 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 da. There it is. God, that's starting to make me. All right, now here's a view from my grade book. All right, now this is where your Top Hat grade is supposed to be, and then this is what it looks like when you've submitted your. So this student had a perfect score on the pre-lab and turned in the assignment. All right, now then, this student is confused and has turned in the assignment in the slot where the Top Hat sync is going to take place. Okay, it's going to it's in where the Top Hat sync is supposed to take place. Okay, you need to delete this file and submit it over here with Lab 1. It does not go in the pre-lab. The Top Hat thing goes where pre-lab. This student here probably did the pre-lab, but for some reason we've got a glitch that Top Hat is not syncing their pre-lab grade, and we'll work that out later. All right, so we all clear? Don't put your lab here in the Top Hat thing, all right, where the pre-lab grade goes. Submit your grade into where it says Lab 2 on the assignments. Okay, so the assignments, overdue assignments, the pre-lab stuff, don't do. Lab 2 worksheet. Okay. All right, so there we go. All right, out here.